This podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a 30-day free trial and one free Audible audiobook if you go to the link audibletrial.com/mediahole. You can select from over 180,000 different audiobooks, and you can listen to it on your Android, your iPhone, your MP3 player, and your Kindle if you have all four. Now, thank you very much, Audible. And once again, that link is audibletrial.com/mediahole, baby. More from them later. All right, welcome to the Media Hole podcast. If you didn't notice, we got a sponsor, which is fucking cool. Thank you. This week, I got my buddy Ian back.
Hello.
You requested him so much. We did a 2-hour, 15-minute video, and it's one of the most highly listened to podcasts we made.
And then I was gone for for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because the normal host came back, and then I was sick last week. I still am. I've been sick for 3 fucking weeks.
That sucks, man.
Good thing we're now in an enclosed space together.
Hey, you know what? I work from home. I can be sick. I actually changed the description of the podcast to say it's me, and then you, Davis, or Chris. Because
Chris already gets fucking billed.
Well, it's because he was like, if you listened last week, it was Chris on there. If you haven't listened, go back and listen to it, and then listen to this one, because the last week's was really good.
You're not going to understand what happens this week if you don't watch last week.
Listen, you got to listen to every episode.
Serialized show.
You got to listen to every episode in order, and then when we get our season break, then you got to listen to them all over again, but to get ready for the new season.
Yeah. And then you also have to post on them about it on Tumblr.
Yeah.
And get in a bunch of fights about who you ship who with.
If you don't post about this podcast on Tumblr, you won't get it.
Yeah, if you're not having a bad time enjoying your favorite shows, you're not watching them, really.
If you're not arguing with people on Reddit about your favorite show and how bad it is.
Look, man, if you're satisfied with the way that Bleach ended, good for you, but fuck off.
Listen, if you want a podcast that's all about Bleach, listen to the Media Hole.
I can talk about Bleach for a long time. I actually do not hate the ending of Bleach.
Do you know what would be a good
because I understand it needed to end.
Do you know what would be a good side podcast?
What?
It's because I've never
My mom's a bitch, let's watch Bleach.
Yeah, it's just a podcast of you and me, and you've already seen Bleach, and I could watch Bleach for the first time, and then we could talk about it every week until I kill myself.
Here's the thing. I don't like Bleach enough to recommend it to anyone.
No, that's why it'd be funny.
Because I would also have to sit through that garbage again.
We'd both watch it and hate it.
You know how, like, Dragon Ball Z
people don't like podcasts that are about good shows, okay?
You're right.
Like, listen.
Good shows are good movies.
No, good movies people are okay with podcasts about. But in terms of watch a show a week, they want to listen to a podcast where the show's terrible.
Or just long. Yeah.
Like, because there's the Dragon Ball one.
There's the One Piece podcast as well.
There was a Lost rewatch podcast.
Oh, so you can now watch it with the perspective of knowing how that garbage ends?
Yeah. The show was pretty good.
They're dead. It's purgatory.
It's not what actually happened.
I don't care.
People just misunderstood the ending.
Did they misunderstand it? Because if that many people misunderstood it, maybe it was badly told.
Except you've forgotten one thing. It's an American show.
Oh, shit. As opposed to the glorious Japanese cinema.
No, I was... Yeah.
Did Chris lower this, or has this always been
Chris lowered it because he's short.
It's funny because, like, all of my... most of my friends are, like, 6 feet tall, including myself. But then Chris is out here being, like, 5'8".
Yeah.
Oh, Chris and Blake.
Yeah. Derek's pretty short.
Yeah, so it's just...
and Davis is fucking massive.
Yeah, Davis is way too tall. And of my friends in America, they're all, like, around 6. One of them's 6'6".
Yeah.
Another one, and then the other one's, like, 6'2". But then there's one guy... I'm sorry to blow you up like this. He's like 5'6".
Oh, get fucked, whichever friend that is who I'll meet.
Yeah, but guess what? He has a girlfriend and you don't.
I did have a girlfriend 8 months ago.
You can't keep bringing that up. It's just going to get like sadder and sadder as time goes on. You're like, I did have a girlfriend 3 years ago.
Ugh. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That's a funny bit, though.
You know what sucks?
Being single?
Yeah, that as well. But let's not be real sad about this. Baby Yoda.
I like Baby Yoda.
I love him. I just wish they had a fucking name for the species.
They don't. It's called Yoda's species.
Yeah, they do. I know. And someone who
Did
knew,
you know that Baby Yoda is the third of Yoda's species that we've seen?
Yeah, the other one's Yaddle.
I didn't know you'd know that.
Of course I fucking knew that. No, because so what happened my buddy is streaming the show for us.
Oh, yeah?
Like on Discord, he just puts on his video player and shit. We just all watch it. We had a huge movie night. I'll talk about some of the movies we
That's
watched.
awesome.
But so his fiance comes in, and she's just like, we kept saying Baby Yoda, and she was like, when the fuck does this show take place? And we're like, it takes place after episode 6.
5 years after Jedi.
Yeah, and she's just like, that Yoda died in Jedi. How is he a baby?
And it's like...
How is he a 50-year-old baby? And it's like, I get the confusion, but we're all going to blow you up right now and just fucking rip on you for being an idiot. And then she's like, well,
But she thought you guys were dumb.
Yeah, she thought, well, you have
Reasonably.
to call him... I'm just going to start calling him Baby Yaddle.
Baby Yaddle. I think some people are calling him... Yiddle, like
you know,
like
you notice
if Yoda was little, Yiddle.
You know, Yodel.
Yodel.
You know his official name is the Child.
Yeah,
which sucks.
You can buy a T-shirt that says
a
the
picture
Child,
of him that says the Child,
which is funny.
Disney's using those same AI robots that are stealing
Twitter
right
T-shirts. It's funny that you can go on Redbubble and find better Baby Yoda T-shirts than Disney's website.
Someone posted one of those websites that does use like AI to steal shit, and the whole front page is just filled with copyright infringement everywhere.
And ones that say, please sue me.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Or like the one that's a drawing of Mickey Mouse saying like, I'm a cunt.
Yeah. All right, so...
All right, where do we want to start here?
Let's start with The Mandalorian.
Let's start with Mando Boys.
Yeah.
This is the second...
I like fucking Carl Weathers calling him Mando.
Mando,
come on, you're my best bounty hunter. And then it's like, you're a fucking liar. You're in a bar filled with your best bounty hunters.
Other people call him Mando later. But also, he is the best bounty hunter.
Because he's the Mandalorian.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah. Oh, wasn't the guy with the jetpack, was that Jon Favreau? I think I read that is like one of the...
He cameoed as the...
One of the other Mandalorians was played by Jon Favreau.
I know that in episode 1 of the television show, when he goes into the room with all the other Mandalorian people in it, if you brighten up the background, you can see Boba Fett.
Boba Fett's dead.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
In the old canon, he survived the Sarlacc.
Yeah, because since it takes 1,000 years for you to be digested, it's going to be real slow. So he just sat there and he was like, well...
He climbed out.
No, he repairs...
But his armor was all fucked.
He flies out.
No,
he repairs his jetpack.
But it fucked up all his armor.
Yeah. I actually did a bunch of like little research into The Mandalorian while we were watching it.
That's cool.
And like, because I was like, what is The Mandalorian? And from what I got, it's not a race, it's a culture.
Yeah, it's kind of both.
Yeah, it's kind of both. It's like being Jewish.
Yeah.
It's a race, a religion, and a culture.
Yeah.
We're not gonna make any jokes about it though, because that's way too offensive.
Hey man, nothing wrong with being Jewish. I don't think that's like a... I'm taking the hardline stance. I'm pro-Jew.
Whoa. Crazy. I just hit my teeth on this glass. I should have got a second glass of water. Whatever. Fuck.
The show's good.
The show is really good. So anyways, Mandalorian backstory is where I was.
Yeah, so he was adopted.
I was wondering. Well, it's like, why is there no like Mandalorians in the prequels, like the original trilogy?
There are.
There's one.
Janger.
But why isn't there more? If they were such a big,
because
like,
they all
bounty
hide.
Hunter? Because they were corralled.
Yeah.
On their home planet, the Empire kind of just came in. It was like, y'all can't leave now.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had like a big rebellion, and then the Mandalore, I think I remember that was the name.
Mandalore, I think, is the planet.
Is a lady that they show.
Oh,
I think you see her in the Clone Troopers TV show.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, because the one image they have of her is like the shitty CG.
Oh, it might be Rebels. Or the CG's better on Rebels. That would make
more sense actually, because Rebels has like
good
shit.
Yeah, Rebels is slightly better.
No. I wish all those kids shows that had like an overarching story, someone just made like a master like it's like these are the only episodes you need to watch
Well, if
to get
you're,
the through story.
yeah, I mean,
Like I don't need to see Chopper's side adventure. I don't need to see the episode where they go build a new ship that they don't use. So it's like just let me see the episodes where he has to go do his Jedi training and then his master is incompetent, like always.
Clone Wars is cool, by the way.
But Clone Wars is purposely a bunch of side stories.
It's inherently like Star Wars Gaiden.
Star Wars, the Clone Wars Gaiden.
No, just Star Wars Gaiden. You know what? I'd watch a Star Wars Gaiden, and it was just like, instead of having Rogue One and Solo and all these Star Wars stories, make them into a television show and call it Star Wars Gaiden and tell a different story every week in different parts of the timeline. Who gives a fuck?
I think they have that.
It's
I think
called
that's a YouTube kids show.
Galaxy of Poo Poo. Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. I saw somebody edit
It's another Scott Bromley joint.
I saw somebody edit a 2D animated Star Wars show that takes place over the course of the entire like saga and turn that into like an anime opening.
Yeah,
With like I want to say a Bleach song over it.
maybe.
And
Unless
it was
it's Silhouette
cool.
from the Naruto opening.
It could have been Naruto because I haven't watched either show.
Fake weeb.
Hey man,
You
I
never,
just don't
you never
watch.
struggled through any shonens.
Yeah, I don't watch most shonens
Yeah.
because I find them boring.
Well, you are.
Because I'm an adult and I watch shows for adults, and I'm going to talk to you about The Mandalorian, a show that's not for adults,
It's.
somewhat.
I would say it's more for adults than kids. If anything, young adults, like a YA novel.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's a fun show. It's got great set design.
I don't think Star Wars is ever going to get darker than a young. Actually, you know what? Young adult novels get pretty dark because Hunger Games is fucked up in
Yeah.
the books.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Maze Runner?
I found out something new about Hunger Games. You know, when they win the tournament, if they're hot, they become a prostitute.
Yeah, I remember that from the books.
Yeah, it was not in the movies.
Yeah.
Almost as if they
Well,
don't want
almost-
to portray children as prostitutes.
Almost all of the satirical shit was cut from the movie because they wanted to play it straight.
Which is dumb because that's not the point.
Yeah, it's a commentary on the current government
Yeah.
and celebrity and all that bullshit.
And how youth is abused.
Exactly. But also, I still think the Hunger Games novels aren't that good.
Oh, I never finished them.
I
I literally
read-
did not finish the first book, and then I watched the first movie and was like, oh, yeah, same for me. I know
read-
Chris and Emma actually, I think Chris liked it. I think Emma just watched it because she's like, I got to see the ending.
I read all 3 books. I only watched the first 2 movies.
Wasn't there 4 books? Oh, no,
No.
there was 4 movies.
There's 4 movies because the third one got cut into 2, like they do with all young adult movies.
But because, who the fuck did that?
Harry Potter.
Was it Harry Potter? Yeah.
Harry Potter did it first.
Well, to be fair, that last Harry Potter book was actually long.
Yeah, but also that led to The Hobbit, which was a short book turned into 3 movies. It was
Yeah, but-
originally 2. You know what? I'm so cheesed. I didn't even watch the Hobbit movies. But the Hobbit movies were supposed to be, the first one's Peter Jackson, the second one's Guillermo del Toro, and it was only going to be 2 movies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I would have just watched the second one because I love Guillermo del Toro because he's fucking brilliant. And I don't really care for Lord of the Rings or Hobbit. Get fucked, people who do.
Fuck you, Chris.
Fuck you, Chris. But yeah, I would have
Imagine liking
loved to
Lord
watch
of the Rings
that.
more than Star Wars.
Who would like Lord of the Rings more than Star Wars? Those movies are just Star Wars.
People
for
who grew
who-
up only watching who watched episode 1, 2, and 3 first.
I watched episode 1, 2, and 3 first.
Well, I don't know. All right, fine. You win. Libtard.
I watched 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. The true order.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1.
That's the order I watched Star Wars in originally.
I think Chris wanted us to watch it like that one time.
Um,
Because Emma hadn't seen it.
hadn't seen 1.
She hadn't seen Star Wars since like.
Being a kid.
No, I don't think she never watched it because her dad was a Lord of the Rings guy. Which is funny that he went through like 40 years of being like, fuck this nerd shit. What the fuck that garbage? And then he's like, short men and a tall wizard. Yeah.
It's the true bad boys of the universe are fucking Galaxy Quest fans.
Galaxy Quest was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, fuck. There was someone.
It's just this parody of Star Trek, but good.
Yeah. Well,
And I
Star
like
Trek isn't bad either.
By the way, I love Star Trek, but Galaxy Quest is basically an unknown Star Wars or Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
It's a better Star Trek movie than Star Trek 2009.
I don't know. I didn't watch those movies because
I liked 2009. I liked Into Darkness the first time I saw it, but then I watched Wrath of Khan, and then I watched Into Darkness, and then I was like, oh, fuck.
Who's Kirk? Is it Chris Pine?
Yeah. I like Chris Pine. He's good.
Yeah, he's
And
good.
Zachary Quinto's a good actor.
His fucking crazy blue eyes.
He's gorgeous.
I'm not going to deny that, but his eyes are like way too blue sometimes.
You know, supposedly this weekend, which has already passed if you're listening to this, I hear there's a new trailer for Wonder Woman 1984 coming out.
I didn't even see Wonder Woman.
I thought you watched that movie.
No, everyone went and saw it without me.
It's because your job takes you work weird hours.
It's called shift work, and yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm working one shift throughout the week, or I know what I'm working throughout the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You got to see Knives Out, by the way.
I do. I was actually thinking of going to see it today, but I left my house at 9:30, and the movie's not going to play at the theater we always go to for like until 1. And I was like, I don't want to fucking hang out in the mall for 4.5 hours. I'm not a mall rat.
I like that movie.
It's one of his best movies.
Yeah. But no, Knives Out's really good too. We talked about it last week, me and Chris. Because
you guys went and saw it together.
We saw it without you, yeah.
Yeah.
I did ask you.
Yes, but I also already told you what I was working that week.
Yeah, but I forget, and it's easier just to ask you.
You text me. You snap me about
if I text
once
you on Monday,
a day. You text me once a day,
and I go, "Hey,
every day with say hang tonight with a picture of your face." And I don't even answer you anymore because it's your fault for not remembering.
I'm sorry. I like to see you, Ian. God.
Okay. So, I found something on Twitter earlier when I was waiting for my food.
Yes.
Did you? I like literally heard about this. There is an art piece.
Yeah.
That was at some fucking art festival.
Oh, the banana taped to the wall that sold for 120,000.
Yeah, and then a guy walked up today.
Yeah.
He peeled it off the wall and he ate it. He is a performance artist though, so it's him doing his thing.
Oh.
But I was just like, people are acting like, oh my god, I can't believe this man did that. And it's like,
it's subversive as fuck.
That dude is gonna make money off the fact that he ruined a piece of art.
I'm a big fan of modern art, and I get that not everybody is. And are you really gonna play like you don't like that?
What?
Okay, I like modern art because the purpose of art is to incite emotion and
modern art incites rage because it's like, why is this so expensive?
Well, all art is expensive.
It's a banana on the wall.
Yeah.
At least the guy's previous work was a little more fucking on the nose.
Yeah. Well, like, here's the thing. I think everybody's trying to recreate the brilliance of, and you're gonna fucking hate me for when I say this. I think everybody's trying to recreate the brilliance of the guy whose art piece was hanging up the urinal on the wall where the paintings were. Because that modern art is commentary on, like, it's more zoomed out. It goes, there's the painting, and the painting is just the painting. It doesn't
think of that asshole's name.
It doesn't act upon what, like, every other piece of painting in there.
Who's the guy who painted the soup cans?
The second you asked me, it left my brain.
Yeah, and he also did like a weird video.
Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol. His thing was pop art, right?
Yeah, pop art and like modern art and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's his.
He made
fault.
a really weird, I think, Batman movie.
Did he?
Yeah.
Like what? Like a
unlicensed.
Oh, so like
a feature length film.
Yeah. Okay, that's.
No,
I'm sure all the costumes looked funny as fuck.
It was a weird ass movie and it's great. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I'm just leaning back for fun.
Okay. I don't think the mic picked you up saying that at all.
We'll see. Well, you'll see.
When I edit it to have to make it 50 times louder.
Yeah. Ooh.
But yeah, man, it's like the urinal on the wall or whatever, it's not an art piece in and of itself. It only works when you zoom it out and look at it in the museum because it's saying it's a commentary on everything else that's on the wall in the museum.
Yeah.
Because it's hung up next to a urinal. And so like I like modern art for being like, it's like there's regular art that like you could buy that painting, take it off the museum's wall, put it on your wall, and it's still the same piece of art. but modern art isn't because it's a commentary on everything else that's in the museum. With that being said, I can see people saying, "Oh, that's really fucking lame and whatever," and meta things are dumb, and that's fair.
Yeah.
You're not wrong to have that opinion. I just have a different one.
You're fucking wrong.
Glad we transitioned from Star Wars. It's an
To
extremely
art.
broad.
No, Star Wars art is really cool. Did you see the thing of speaking of art and weird film things? Star Wars, they did those fucking matte paintings to do the backgrounds.
Yeah, they're cool.
But that's not even close to what I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
Do you see how they did the reflections for the glasses
In Knives Out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had the light
made light
and they
boxes
painted they painted the background onto the light.
Yeah. I thought there was one where it was like the Jamie Lee Curtis shot where it's just the windows, but then there's one later on in like in the thread of Daniel Craig's like glasses, but it's like from a perspective, and then they show it and it's just a painted perspective of the corner, and I was
Absolutely.
like, that's good.
Yeah, they had one of the crew painted them.
I think thank God Rian Johnson immediately after episode 8 made a banger of a movie again.
Yeah,
because like Looper was great.
Episode 8
is
one of the highest reviewed critically Star Wars movies.
No fucking way,
It's
really?
the most divisive
You know what?
audience score.
Every person I've seen who likes episode 8 also thinks Rogue One is a good movie. So
That's no, I don't.
exactly.
I think episode 8's great. I think Rogue One fucking sucks.
Rogue One does fucking suck. Every single time I see Saw Gerrera now, I go like, oh my god, fuck you. Like he's in Fallen Order and shit.
Yeah.
Can't wait for him. And also, I know he turns out to be an asshole. He's like a dude who goes places, incites rebellions, and then fucks off and goes like, that's your problem now. Shit.
Would drop your entire phone.
Yeah, well, you're fucking... I don't have any voicemails on my phone.
Yeah.
But every single time I'm in your basement, it like pings me constantly going like, bro, you got a new voicemail.
That's so
You
weird.
have a new voicemail. Because I don't have service down here. And every time it reconnects, it's trying to tell me that I have a new voicemail.
That's weird.
No, well...
Let me just grab my notes here. Yeah.
Oh shit! So I watched
the first 3 episodes of
Mandalorian, and then right after that, and then after later when we watched the 4th episode, the not as good one, but it was still entertaining.
Yeah, the moment with the ATST is really cool.
Yeah,
that bit's cool.
Then after that, we watched Scanners.
Oh fuck, I haven't seen that, but that's Cronenberg, isn't it?
Yeah, that movie sucks. But like. It's
I
not.
heard it's great. It's got that great head explosion scene.
Yeah, that's at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
But then the final fight is just Michael Ironside
I like him.
acting the shit out of his life. Like just he's like, if I don't perform, I'm going to die. And then the other guy's going like, what are you talking about? My God! Like obviously I can't act any better, but you know I'm a consumer.
Yeah.
So we watched that, and it was fine. Whatever. But like the final fight is just them like mean mugging each other, going like your head's gonna explode. No, your head's gonna explode.
I think that sounds pretty cool.
And then like the dude, the shittier actor, his whole body gets like all fucked up, and it looks like Michael Ironside's winning. And then all of a sudden his head just starts going like gushing blood, and it's like, whoa, okay, whatever.
I need to watch this movie. I've heard it's quite good.
So, and then we watched Secret of Nim.
That movie's decent.
It was entertaining. I looked up some shit about I was looking up the
Don
cast.
Bluth, or no?
It's Don Bluth, yeah.
Yeah.
I looked up some cast. I'm like, ooh, who's in this movie? And there's fucking
Isn't Angela Lansbury in it?
maybe, but the main actress
Yes.
who plays the mother mouse. Mm-hmm. I found out she killed herself.
Oh,
She threw herself out of a window. And Secret of Nim was the last movie she did.
yikes!
But then, who the fuck is the guy? The guy who plays the Crow.
Brandon Lee.
What?
Brandon Lee.
No, fuck you.
What?
He plays the Crow.
Oh no! Wait, you mean the Crow in the movie?
The Secret of Nim. Yeah, it's Brandon Lee, and he kills himself.
Yeah, I thought you meant like the Crow the movie because he
No,
also
Brandon
killed
Lee was
himself.
not in the Crow in 1982 when Brandon Lee was probably like 1.
No, the movie. He was in the movie The Crow.
And yeah, but in what
He wasn't
year?
in Secret. He was in the original The Crow,
Yeah,
and
but
he died.
how old was he?
He
Dom DeLuise plays the Crow.
Dude, Dom DeLuise.
Yeah. Also, one of Dom DeLuise's kid is David DeLuise, a.k.a. the dad from Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh.
And that's all I wanted to say.
I thought you meant Dom DeLuise because you like old comedians.
Yeah. No, I don't like old comedians. I like George Carlin.
George Carlin's cool.
Because he's foul, but he also has the opinion. He has that interview where he was talking shit on
Andrew Dice Clay.
And yeah, he was talking about Andrew Dice Clay because Andrew Dice Clay is the kind of dude who makes fun of minorities.
Yeah, and he's like, and he's Jewish, and he's like,
I'm Jewish, so fuck black people. Like
your New York accent's not bad, by the way.
Whatever. It's more like I've just heard a bunch of Andrew Dice Clay impressions. And he's just saying, George Carlin's like, yeah, you don't punch down in comedy. You look like an asshole.
Yeah, he's like, he's got a big audience, and that's fair. But people who want to hear jokes about women and jokes about black people and jokes about that, you're Jewish. They also want to punch down on you too.
Yeah,
and you got to watch out for that.
And then he also goes into something that is very modern, where he says it's about a bunch of white dudes who fear powerful women, and they feel like immigrants taking their jobs and shit. So you're just empowering them and feeling their hatred, and it's like, oh my god,
he was a smart dude.
Yeah, but he was also on fucking stage going like, piss, shit, cunt, twat, asshole.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, to get back onto, whatever. We're done. We're past Mandalorian, but to keep on Star Wars,
we can't keep coming back to Star Wars every fucking time.
So I'm gonna talk one more thing about Star Wars.
I don't know. Like one day I'm gonna get something wrong. That'll be the episode that super blows up, and it's just me getting a bunch of hate mail saying, you're a fucking idiot. How dare you say Yoda and Yaddle fucked?
They're cousins, I think.
Are they?
Yes.
Well, it's cool in Japan then. Call back to Davis's birthday.
That's a 15+ day call back.
That's like a fucking month call back. Right, go on. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, I was going to talk about Clone Wars. So I watched the new Clone Wars cartoon show, and it's
new.
The newer one. Sorry.
Yeah, new implies
it's the not old one.
The not the good one.
The one that I've been told is good. Not the one that I know is good.
Yeah.
And so that show, which I mentioned slightly earlier, it's kind of.
Wait a second. If I open that door, is it gonna fuck up the audio? No, because while you talk, I could still hear you, and you could just go, and I was going to go get water.
Okay. So Clone Wars is a show, and it's told somewhat out of order. It's really like it jumps around telling side stories across the 3-year span of the Clone Wars that happens between episode 2 and episode 3. So the story is told somewhat out of order, and so people said... I tend not to watch anything in chronological order. I usually watch in release order, but knowing that the movie was the first episode and knowing that the movie was terrible because I saw it when I was a kid, I just remembered it was terrible, not that it was like anything specific about it, so I knew I'd have to rewatch it. And so I was like, well, let me watch the 2 episodes that take place before the movie, so just because if both of those episodes are terrible, I just won't watch the show or the movie. And so it's season 2, episode 16, and season 1, episode 16, right? And so season 2, episode 16 is like an okay episode. It's like we got to make the ship turn invisible or whatever the fuck. It's fight
Star
General
Wars technology that does not exist.
Yeah, it's General Grievous is here. Jimmy Smits is on a fucking planet, and we got to fly down.
Fuck his name. He's just Jimmy Smits in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, he's just Jimmy Smits. No, Bail Organa. We got to fly.
Damn.
We got to fly down to the planet, pick them up, get the refugees out, yada, 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 use an invisible spaceship. It's a fine episode. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just okay. And then I was like, okay, well, let's watch season 1, episode 16. And that episode blew me the fuck away. Because we're now on that planet. We got, the droids managed to ambush us somehow, even though
the
they
droid attack on the Wookiees.
They shouldn't have known where we were, but they managed to ambush us or whatever. So it's like, we go back to base, and it's like, Anakin and Obi-Wan going to sneak to the droid base and fucking see what's going on there. And the clones are at the clone base. And so the clones go, there's a fucking traitor. And so they go, we narrowed down the traitor to this guy's group. There's like fucking 5 people. And the majority of the episode, or half the episode rather, is 7 or 8 people with the same face and voice in a room together talking, and it's great. It's like, who's the traitor? Who could it be? And they're all clones, and you're like, oh fuck. And it's really exciting. And then the Anakin and Obi-Wan plot where it's like, we're going to drive here and then we're going to have a cool lightsaber fight with Ventress. And I'm like, get back to the talking. I need to see what happens. I don't give a shit about this lightsaber fight.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a good app. And I was like, fine, I guess I'll fucking sit through the movie. And then I sat through the movie and I was mad after. Because the movie's clearly 4 episodes stitched together with some of the worst fucking acting I've ever heard in a fucking cartoon. It's boring. It's poorly plotted. It's fucking terribly paced. It's somehow only 90 minutes and feels like watching Last Jedi twice in a row. And it's like, fuck. The Last Jedi is long, and I like that movie, but it's a bit too long, and like, fuck, this is way shorter and feels longer. And I hate 3D animation. It's fucking ugly.
Oh man, I was sitting in my Discord last night, and I was just saying things to piss off my friend who's into animation.
Yeah.
And one of the things I said was, man, I don't know why they animate things. I said old anime is bad, because it's not animated on computers like all good god tier modern anime is. And he's like, I want to beat the shit out of you so
I
bad
want to
right
beat
now.
the shit out of you,
yeah,
and I don't even know how to draw.
Man, and it was like, if your anime doesn't have CG forced onto it, it's bad as well, and it looks like shit.
Or automated tweens.
Fuck, I don't know.
So tweens is the in-between animations.
I know what tweens are.
Okay.
I just don't know what you mean by automated.
Oh, because like on modern stuff, you can draw a couple frames and it'll automate the tween frames.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes. Generally, if you're like low on time, you'll have more automated.
Yeah, I think
tweening.
The best shows. I think Demon Slayer has the best use of CG.
Yeah. Well, it's ufotable.
Yeah.
So they've always been good. They did the Fate movies or something.
Oh, so
but yeah, sorry. So I watched more Clone Wars. The movie fucking sucks. Then the first few episodes are kind of lame. And I'm really excited because the next episode I'm going to watch is probably going to be the worst thing I've ever seen, because it's called Bombad Jedi, and it's about Jar Jar Binks being confused as a Jedi and having to get out of this predicament.
Oh my god.
And I'm really excited to watch it. Here's the thing. The Clone Wars movie isn't like the episode 1, where episode 1's funny how shit it is.
Yeah.
Like episode 1 hits that spot where you're watching Jar Jar be a fucking dumbass and you're going, wow, this is absolute dog shit. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like the Clone Wars movie is like, wow, this is just tedious, uninteresting, like poorly written, just like poorly acted. Like, fuck. Ahsoka Tano is boring.
Your fork. Any single time it was a scene where just Anakin and Padme, I was like, oh, these robots are trying to bang.
Yeah, and guess who's in the show?
Who?
Padme.
Yeah, but is she like...
Her and Anakin almost kiss in an episode, but then Obi-Wan calls him. And he goes, oh, Obi-Wan, I wasn't doing anything wrong. Don't look at my pants.
Yeah, there's... Someone made this like fucking alternate ending to Star Wars. Or like just alternate scene, you know, like the scene in the Jedi Council thing where he's like, we grant you the title of
Jedi Knight,
Jedi Master.
Oh, Jedi
but
Master.
You don't. We grant you a seat on the council, but not the title of Jedi Master.
Jedi Grandmaster, rather, I think.
Yeah, and he gets fucking pissed,
cheesed.
And that's like his moment where he like goes to Palpatine, and he's just like, they're putting you down.
Yeah,
they're trying to keep you in check, and
They're
then he
being
turns
dicks.
evil. But someone re-edited it where like Anakin says, when at the point where he says what, Mace Windu's like, did you find what I said unagreeable or some shit? And he's just like, no, I actually didn't hear you. What'd you say? And he says, oh, you can have a seat on the council, but you're not a Jedi Grandmaster. He's like, I guess that's fine. Also, Senator Palpatine saying some fucked up shit to me all the time about the dark side. There's like, oh, we should look into that. And then he goes like, by the way, if I'm not a Jedi Master, just to let you guys know, Can someone get a doctor to go check out Padme Amidala? Because, like...
She pregnant.
She pregnant. Don't know how. Totally wasn't me. And
The Force
Mace Windu's
impregnated
just
her.
like, weird flex, but okay, I guess we'll do that. And then they arrest Palpatine, and that's the end.
The Force made her pregnant. That's why. That's what happened to my mom. You can't prove that it didn't happen here. You can't prove it.
What do you mean, in real life?
What?
In this life? Like
No,
you?
no, I'm Anakin in this situation.
Oh, okay.
Because Anakin's mom was impregnated by the Force.
Yeah, the midichlorians. And if we got the fucking...
She got some midichlorians up in her pussy.
Yeah, if we got the George Lucas version of like how he wanted episode 7, 8, and 9 to go.
Oh, you mean the Journal of the Wills?
Yeah, where the wills were
They're
like...
microscopic beings that keep like the story of the world told in like a planet-sized book or whatever.
And so since...
That's such a cool fucking idea.
Since Shmi Skywalker was so unfuckable, but she was destined to give birth to the guy who's gonna fuck everything up, they had to go and impregnate her themselves.
Yeah.
But that's only real if the will exists.
Well, the wills, I think, are real. Are canon.
No, they're not.
They are.
No.
They are.
No.
They are.
No.
They are.
No.
They are. They appeared in a comic.
A Marvel comic?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
I
Those are
wanna
the
say
canon
yes.
ones.
Yeah. They're not the exact same, but definitely all of Star Wars was always intended to be part of the Journal of the Wills.
Okay.
Like the first title for Star Wars was like a fucking infinitely long title called like from the Journal of the Wills, the Star Wars or something. Like it was fucking weird. It was a long ass title.
Was that also the original version where Luke was supposed to be Obi-Wan?
Luke Starkiller?
Yeah, Luke Starkiller, who would have just been an old man until George Lucas's wife was
had a
like,
kid.
"What the fuck? That's not relatable, you dumb idiot." And he's like,
Yeah.
he's like, "I wanted him to be a little person because for some reason George Lucas is obsessed with little people."
Yeah. And dude, yeah, George Lucas's wife fucking Bill fingered her way into that movie series.
Yeah, and then George Lucas fucked her out of future royalties.
Yeah.
That's why if you ever wondered why Star Wars changes are so bad and obvious, it's because George Lucas had to change enough so his wife didn't get any more royalties.
Yep.
Because they're not married.
Anymore.
Yeah.
Speaking of being married and not being married anymore, I watched the movie Marriage Story last night.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's Adam Driver. It's Scarlett Johansson.
I'd rather think of Adam Driver as the weird brother from Logan Lucky than as Kylo Ren any day.
Adam Driver's a great actor.
Yeah. Kylo Ren sucks, though.
He's all right.
Yeah.
He's fine.
The-
He's
They
good
just
as
they just
him.
can't they just suck at making him look menacing.
Well, it's because he's a petulant child.
I get that, but he's all supposed to be the villain.
Yeah.
And I get it that you could make the arguments like, oh, the real villain is the cis white male who thinks he's entitled to things. It's like, shut up. Whatever.
I think that's kind of what
Keep your politics out of my Star Wars.
Star Wars. You mean the movie that was about space Nazis being brought down by space terrorists?
Yeah, that's totally fine. What's wrong with Nazis? So much for the tolerant left.
Fuck.
You ever see the people on Twitter get
Somebody
mad about
says that in
Doom?
Knives
Or,
Out.
Fuck. What?
Somebody says that
So
in
much for
Knives
the
Out.
tolerant left? Is it Chris Evans?
No.
man.
No, sorry. Ryan Johnson said that. No, hold on. In an interview after Knives Out, Ryan Johnson said, this is the future liberals want. And I was like, this is good. Also, they made fun of one of the characters is a kid, and he's like an alt-right like internet troll.
Oh,
He's like-
I
it's like
literally
15,
thought it
16.
was like Chris Evans being like this young like son that one of them had, and then just a bunch of like older people.
Yeah, no, Chris. So,
But honestly, Chris Evans is probably like the same age as a woman in that movie. It's just I'm brainwashed to think that if a woman's over 29, she's too old.
Yeah, Chris Evans is. He doesn't have a romantic character in that movie, but
Well,
his
he
mom.
shouldn't, isn't it? Like their whole, it's like
His
all
mom's
family members.
Yeah, but he's single. He's a playboy. He's a bit of a.
Look at him. Of course he is.
He's a bit of a rich kid.
Yeah.
But his mom's Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay.
in that.
No wonder that kid is so hot in that
Yeah.
universe because it's
No
Jamie Lee
shit.
Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I actually don't even know if Jamie Lee Curtis is was hot as a child.
Well, not as a child.
As a kid.
You fucking weirdo.
Oh no.
As a young adult.
As a young, well, I like to consider everyone who's below the age of 18 a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, like I'm not gonna split hairs. Like, oh, she's 14. That's old enough.
No. I think you're thinking of when she was in Halloween, when she was like 17, 18.
Yeah. Okay. I just
She was pretty.
I had a buddy one time.
She kinda
who,
still is.
Yeah, she is. But I had a buddy one time. He works in. I'm going to be very non-specific, so he could never get in trouble.
Yeah.
He was in and around a high school for some reason that might have involved money that he gets from an outside source, not from anyone in the high school, because it was a thing you do when you are employed at the company he worked for. And
So he was a drug dealer, is what you're telling
exactly.
me.
No, but he was talking about how he went to a high school and he just said like, "Oh, high school girls are like really hot." And I was like, "No, they aren't, because they're kids." And I was like, and he's like, "You can't tell when a 16-year-old is like less than 18." I'm like, "Yeah, I fucking can."
Yeah, I can. They look like a child.
Yeah, I've seen women like women, like 16-year-old girls who look like women, who look like 20-year-old women, and 20-year-old women who look like 16-year-old girls. But that is an outlier. That does not happen very often.
And I'm not going to go out here and say 16-year-olds are attractive, because I'm not a fucking creep.
I didn't say
No,
that at
you
all.
didn't say that. You said the other guy said that.
He was saying that it's like he can't tell if they're underage.
Well, that's why you just go for people older than you.
And that's also why you just kind of look and you're like, look at the way they're dressed. If it's 7 a.m. and
they're wearing anything resembling a normal person's clothes,
then they are an adult. If it's 7 a.m. and they look like really done up, they're probably a teenager. Like a teen, because most women go to college or university after that shit and go like, I have to wake up at 7 a.m. for a class. It's 4 a.m. now. I'm drunk as shit. I'm not doing my fucking makeup tomorrow. It's a Tuesday.
that is the college experience.
Yeah, you learn that you don't have to look amazing at all times. And guess what? You still look amazing, girls. Kill.
Yeah, girls.
Slay it.
Don't let some man's interpretation of what you look like define you. Fuck men, am I right?
Yeah, let's just be self-hating white dudes for like 30 more minutes.
For 30 more minutes. I haven't been living this my whole life.
I actually kind of get real tired. Whenever I see things on Tumblr where it's just like, ugh, every white dude, I'm like, man, I get it, but you're making me feel bad now. And I've never done anything wrong in my life, ever. And, I've never said anything weird to a woman. Again, I was never 16.
Yeah. We've all said and done very strange, stupid shit.
Someone brought it up one time. And
I was going to talk about Marriage Story.
Yeah, we can.
We can.
Someone we know brought up something cringy I did, and I wanted to fucking die. Like right there, I wanted the ceiling to collapse specifically on me.
Oh, not on
me.
him or her, I guess.
No, she didn't do anything wrong. She's remembering something awful I did. Not awful, like I didn't offend anyone.
Yeah. You just felt stupid.
I just felt bad because I did it.
Well, we all get embarrassed about stupid shit we did when we were teenagers.
It was like me.
Or was it something you did when you were over 20?
No, I haven't done anything bad since I've been over 20.
Yeah. You'd have to have spoken to a woman.
All right, so Marriage Story is about Adam Driver
and Scarlett Johansson. So, they play a couple who are getting divorced. It's really good.
Is it?
It's extremely naturalistic. It's so real.
Is it like a hateful divorce, or is it just like, I don't love you anymore?
It's both. It's rough because it's like it's a tough situation. So it goes from one where they're like they still see they start off, they're still living in the same home and they're getting separated, and like they go through, the divorce gets more and more messy because they get lawyers and blah blah blah, and you have scenes where they're extremely decent to each other, and then you have scenes where Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson are in a terrible argument, and she's saying, I wish I never married you. I'm so fucking pissed off that I have to see you for the rest of my life. Whoa. Like, because we have shared custody or whatever, right?
Oh, and they have a kid?
Yeah, they have a kid.
Okay.
And then Adam Driver drops a really harsh one. It's in the trailer, so I'm not like spoiling anything. Also, I'm not going to deliver it as good as he does. But he says, sometimes I sit there and I wish you would just die in a way that's that affects Henry the least. I wish you get an illness and get hit by a truck and die, and then I can just have everything be okay. And like, and then he's just screaming it and spit's flying. Like, it's that harsh.
Oh man.
And then he collapses to the ground crying, and he's like, I'm sorry. And it's so rough to watch. It's like it's got its moments where it's funny, and it's got its moments where it's sweet and heartfelt, and it's got its moments that are tough. And it's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. And it's on Netflix. You can watch the movie today.
I won't.
I would highly recommend it to any child of divorce or any person who's been through a divorce. Because it's good.
Yeah. I don't know. I had to live through a lot of my parents' arguments. I don't really want to deal with that.
No, that's fair. I mean, it's got its funny moments. I'm just explaining the dramatic ones because that's the hook. But it's really brilliant. I fucking love it.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
And to transition to an Adam Driver movie you're more likely to watch, I also watched The Report this week.
I don't know what that is.
It's a movie about the torture report that the CIA's actions during the War on Terror, and it's about the guy who wrote the torture report. By getting all the info. And it's a movie about a bunch of people in rooms talking and writing a report, and it's really exciting. It manages to be mostly talking in rooms and be exciting and have scenes that make you feel absolutely sick when they describe what people did to each other.
Cutscene.
Huh?
It's like a cutscene in Yakuza.
Yeah,
where it's just a bunch of people staring at each other with zooms and going like,
It's not that level of over the top, but it's just like you'll have a scene where it's like, you know, the CIA doesn't like that you said this project was mismanaged, and we want that taken out from the report. And then it's him in the room with the senator going, he said it's mismanaged. Like, there's this, and this. Both all fucking speak to how it was mismanaged. How can we take that shit out? Or then like, da-da-da. And it's like, it plays really well. It's like that movie's 2 hours. It's really good. It's on Amazon Prime.
Cool.
It's really good. I watched a lot of shit this week. I'm sorry.
I did not watch much.
That's fair.
I beat Yakuza 4.
That one's my favorite.
Yeah, that game absolutely does feel like that Kiryu was not supposed to be the main character after that.
He's not. Like, it was supposed to hand it off to the rest.
Yeah, and I looked up something. I was like, because, you know, I can't play 5 until fucking February.
Yeah.
And I was like looking stuff up about like Tanomura, the guy who lost. He lost
the cop.
The original face.
Yeah.
Got removed because they couldn't get him back because he doesn't want to come back.
Yeah, he stopped being an actor because he got falsely accused of drug use.
Yeah, maybe he was hanging out with Pierre Taki. Yeah, so that's the only reason why he's not in Yakuza 5 and 6. Because Akiyama shows up in them. In both, so does Sajima.
Yep.
But Tanomura doesn't show up because his voice, the actor who played him was like, "Hey, fuck y'all, because y'all abandoned me as soon as they gave me a fake drug charge that was very flimsy."
That was disputed. I think he actually won the case.
Oh yeah, it was dismissed, thrown out which is crazy for Japan.
Yeah.
Because the prosecution is never wrong. Go play Phoenix Wright or play Judgment.
Yeah, it's true.
One of those is more fun for the average consumer.
Phoenix Wright?
No,
it's more popular.
Judgment. I would say in the way that people would play a game, I think Judgment is more easily accessible.
Yeah,
where
but
Phoenix Wright is
Judgment's more Japanese.
Yes, but the gameplay
is fun.
Is an action adventure game.
Yeah. But Phoenix Wright is pretty short, and it's like you do your detective findy boys, and then you go to your court. But
Phoenix Wright also feels like fantastical, because there's
also the way it was localized is really fun.
There's not supernatural elements in Phoenix Wright.
Yes, there are.
Is there?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yes. Well, your sidekick's a spirit medium who can summon ghosts.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her.
Also, magic happens a lot.
Okay, fine, but they play the court cases very
straight, yeah, but it's funny.
It's like, here's a spirit medium, which in a normal court they'd be like,
"What the fuck?"
Yeah, okay, so you lost, you don't know what you're doing. But also, every character has really crazy Phoenix Wright is just a dude in a suit with a weird haircut, but his fucking villain.
Miles Edgeworth.
Yeah, Miles Edgeworth.
Actually, more like his boyfriend.
Yeah, he's wearing a red suit because he's a prosecutor.
Yeah.
And he has a fucking like little.
And he's like kind
he's got
of
that fluffy fucking collar thing.
An ascot or something.
Yeah. Well, I think ascot is like what Fred from Scooby Doo has. Which I don't think he has in the fucking reimagining they're doing.
The movie?
The one they're doing coming up.
The 3D film?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where
they're trying to turn it into a cinematic universe by incorporating other Hanna-Barbera characters.
What, is there going to be an episode where they find a fucking...
Well, no, it's a movie.
Oh, is there going to be a movie where they're like, what's the mystery of the caveman? And the caveman is Fred. And then they're like, oh, it sucks that this caveman is here. And then George Jetson shows up and he's like, hello, I'm from the futuristic year of 2012.
They did that joke in Harvey Birdman.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious in Harvey Birdman.
I'm from the distant year of 2000.
I think he says it's 2006, and he like looks down and on his desk it says 2007.
I thought it was 2000. He looks down on his desk and it says 2003.
Maybe that's either way. The joke is still there and it's funny.
Still funny.
Yeah. I gotta watch the relaunch of that show.
They did a relaunch of Harvey Birdman.
Yeah, where guess what?
What?
His boss,
eye
patch guy, whatever the fuck his name is, was running for president.
Oh.
And he has a red hat that says "Make America Cool Again" or some shit.
Make America Cool Again
It's obviously very heavy-handed, but it's still Harvey Birdman bullshit.
Yeah, it's Harvey Birdman. It was always heavy-handed.
Yeah.
They did
They also had like little stupid jokes like state your name, your name, occupation, and whatever. He's
it's name, race.
Man,
I think
lizard man.
Name, race, and occupation.
Oh.
Lizard man, and lizard man.
And then they cut to the jury, and it's 3 more lizard men going like, "Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, what's up, Steve?"
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's first name, last name, occupation. That's it.
Okay, so. Speaking of Cartoon Network Adult Swim shows, have you watched any of the new Rick and Morty?
I have, and the first 2 episodes were kind of shit.
Wow, I loved them.
The first one was like fine, the second one was kind of shit, and then the heist one was good.
I like that fucking heist joke.
The heist one was good.
That the whole thing is that it's Rick just trying to ruin Morty's dreams.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's just like...
If you want to watch a good adult cartoon, the first episode of Harley Quinn, the animated series, is really fucking good.
Yeah, I saw like a best of moments thing of it.
Yeah, there's a great clip where it's...
Does Rahul Kohli show up yet?
I think he's in the second or third. I only watched the first episode. He's not in the first, but I think he is. He did show up. He's Scarecrow.
Oh, no.
And Bane has the fucking Tom Hardy Bane voice.
Oh, nice.
It's like... there's a bit in the trailer where he's on the phone with Joker.
Who does Joker in that one?
It's Alan Tudyk.
Is this
He's doing a very Mark Hamill Joker though.
Yeah, I heard a bit of it. I just couldn't place a voice.
Yeah.
Is this the Harley Quinn? Is this post Joker or is it when she's with Joker?
So it starts off she's with Joker, and then it's about her breaking up with him and being her own person.
Okay, cool.
And I think she's gonna go gay with Poison Ivy, like in the comics.
Well, in the comics they were like, oh, she was like, shit, I need somewhere to live. Goes and stays with Poison Ivy.
Yeah, and then they start making out.
And one of my favorite comic panels is them arguing which side the corpse is gonna fall over because it's lying on the fence, and then it rips in half, and they're like, shit.
There's a great bit in the trailer where Joker's calling Bane, and it's like, Bane's like, yeah, we're here at this party. Harley's really good. And then Joker's like, no, she's not. And he's like, Joker, come on. And he's like, she has HPV, right? And he's like, yes, so do most sexually active adults.
Oh, man.
Which is so fucking dumb.
What a whore. Women can't have sex, Nathan.
Yeah.
They become... No. Stopping myself now.
Yep. No, because you were doing something ironic, but you didn't want it to get taken seriously. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's funny. There's also a great bit with Calendar Man in the first episode.
I have no idea who that is.
Calendar Man?
Is he a man that like...
He's a man who kills people on holidays, yes.
Oh, okay.
So Calendar Man is in Arkham with
is
Harley.
Is it festive killing?
Yes. Yeah.
Does he stab people with candy canes?
I forget that you didn't like the Arkham games.
No.
Because I'm like, he's
Does
in
he,
all
like-
of them.
Does he stick like eggs down someone's throat on Easter?
I don't know. He does a lot of different
Does
types
he
of
do
murders.
like? Does he only do Christian holidays, or does he do
He does
other? religions?
random ones.
Because then
He
let's
does
be
like
honest,
Arbor Day and shit.
He's killing people on every day of the year because every day is a
I
holiday.
think he doesn't do it all the time, but he definitely does do your big ones, you know, your Halloweens. He does like an Arbor Day. He'll do an occasional talk like a
He
Pirate
has a real
Day.
busy time from December 22nd to December 30th this year. That's when Hanukkah is.
Oh,
We were looking it up last night because last night was
that's
our...
late. It's usually early December.
Yeah, which I guess is better because it's like, oh, kids actually get their time off from school this time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, because me and my sister were talking about it because we set up our Christmas tree last night.
Yeah, we did the same thing too.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So, I was driving her to her friend's house in downtown Mississauga,
Ooh.
and it's not that fancy, considering that we have our good friend Blake.
Oh, it's near Blake's house?
No, actually, Blake lives nowhere near there.
Well, you don't have to say what house he lives in.
He lives on blank blank blank.
Blank Street.
Yeah, blank 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 Mavis. The joke is he doesn't live near Mavis.
I know.
Oh yeah, so we listened to the Hanukkah song by Adam Sandler.
Oh,
It was a good song.
that is a good song.
Yeah, Adam Sandler's real good. I want to go see Uncut Gems.
Me too. I heard it's good.
Did you hear what he said?
What?
If I don't win an Oscar, I'm gonna make it even the worst movie ever. Like
I hope he doesn't because I think
Adam Sandler knows his movies are bad. Like straight up.
Oh yeah, he just
So he's gonna make a
bullshits.
worse movie than Pixels and Grown Ups 2.
Hey, I think he tried on Pixels. It's just he's not very good.
Yeah, actually, how involved
Chris
is he as a-
Columbus directed Pixels. You know, the director of Home Alone. Like
the
somebody
man
who has
discovered
talent.
America.
Haiti.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, Chris Columbus, like director of Home Alone, director of the first 2 Harry Potters, I want to say, like somebody who's made good movies made Pixels.
Yo, Adam Sandler's literally just an actor in this movie. Like,
Uncut Gems?
yeah.
Yeah, he's just an actor. He's not involved with it.
Oh yeah, he's just
It's the Safdie brothers.
yeah, Josh and Benny.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's on Netflix, so I could just go watch it actually.
Uncut Gems?
Yeah. It was distributed by A24 in the United States and Netflix internationally.
Oh, fuck.
And we're not in the United States, so
So maybe it's coming to Netflix this month.
I don't know. I'm gonna check right now.
Netflix with tons of fucking movies this month.
Well, it's Christmas. People have a lot of time.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the big movies, like movies that aren't dumb bullshit movies. Like The Irishman, Marriage Story, and Uncut Gems are all, like, Oscar contending, like, somewhat weird movies.
Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle was just added. Oh, The Witcher comes soon.
Oh, shit. I probably should play the games. Or at least 3.
Yeah. I started it and I was like, this isn't bad.
I started 3 and I liked it. I just didn't get very far.
Yeah.
Same with 2, actually.
Yeah, I did not like 2. I got to the forest part, like really.
I got to the part where you
the
fight a sea monster. And then I kept dying. And then
Yeah.
I was like, this fucking sucks. But to be fair, I was like 16, so.
Yeah, there is a fuckload of shit coming this one month on Netflix. The Two Popes.
The 2 Popes, that's actually getting a lot of buzz too. Oh man, end of decades list, by the way, are really funny. Like, this is going to be very inside baseball for you, Ian. But but the Cahiers du Cinéma, they listed their top 10 movies of the decade, and their number 1 movie was
Sorry, what? Who?
Cahiers du Cinéma,
I don't know who the fuck that
the
is.
French magazine that started the French New Wave. Fucking Truffaut and fucking Jean-Luc
Justin
Godard,
Truffaut.
Francois Truffaut, and
I don't know French movies.
Jean-Luc Godard
Okay, go on.
started the French New Wave when they were writing for Cahiers du Cinéma, and they became very, very famous. Anyway, Cahiers du Cinéma is a magazine about film in France, and they listed their number 1 movie of the decade as Twin Peaks: The Revival.
Is that a movie? I
It's a
thought that was
TV show.
Yeah.
It's a season of a TV show. That was their best movie of the
funny.
decade.
Like, oh, my best movie of the decade was Avengers Endgame.
Anybody? Okay, I read a list online. I was like, I was like looking up what other people were saying about Marriage Story because I wanted to see like if everybody else thought it was as good as I did because I want to know what the Twitter says. And one person's like, yeah, man, Marriage Story's great. I added it to, here's my top 14 movies of the year or whatever. And it's like Marriage Story #1, Endgame #2. And I was like, oh, you loser. You put Endgame over Irishman, you fucker.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
No, Irishman's great. Fuck
I don't
off.
know, but you're allowed. You're allowed to
No,
like.
you're not allowed.
You're allowed to like Marvel movies.
You're not allowed to like them more than good, real movies.
Okay, fucking Marty Scorsese, get out of here.
Hey, man, he was right. Me and Davis had a whole thing on an episode recently where we were like, yeah, he's right. I like Marvel movies a lot, but he's right.
Marvel movies are just like a bunch of really long TV shows.
It's a theme park ride.
Yeah.
He's right. Theme parks aren't bad. It's just that's not what a movie has the potential to be. It's just
I think it's just a
normal.
lot of people took what he said as like him insulting your music taste. And to be fair, if there's a person who can insult your movie taste, did I say music?
Yeah, you said music. Yeah.
Fuck your movie taste. It's Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, he can say that you're.
It's like
a
if
dumb
Elton
piece of
John
shit.
came up and told me that I listen to garbage music, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, I do, Sir Elton.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. You know more than me.
Yeah. You're fucking you made
Rocket Man.
Tiny Dancer.
Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting.
Yeah, which had a good I really enjoyed it.
Saturday.
That's like the best joke
In Kingsman 2.
in Kingsman 2 when he's like, Wednesday. He's like, isn't it Saturday? He's like, what's today?
The Wednesday. Oh, now I'll play my famous song. Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all right for fighting.
Also, he's out there he's out there keeping people from calling Eminem homophobe.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
man, fuck Eminem. Eminem's a fine guy. It's just that he's like,
I'm glad he made
he
that.
still wants to fight people all the time.
Eminem, yeah, he's
he made that fucking song where he just like, for no reason, he was like, I'm gonna punch Lana Del Rey in the face, and it's like, what has she done to you, man?
she's like I don't love all her music, but she's made some good shit.
Someone described Lana Del Rey as the widow to like a rich old man coming down into like their giant foyer wearing like this fucking like pink like long cashmere
nightgown,
and them going like, sir, ma'am, we're sorry, your husband's dead. And she goes like, oh my, I'm gonna have to go sit down. Like she didn't orchestrate the murder with her pool boy.
That's extremely detailed and great.
Yeah, because that's exactly the kind of vibe she gives off.
And speaking of murder, this podcast is brought to you by Audible. If you go to the what?
It's just like a fucking voicemail thing popped up again.
Okay, so let's start. I'm going to restart that ad read.
Go for
This
it.
podcast is brought to you by Audible. If you go to audibletrial.com/mediahole, you can get a 30-day free trial. It comes with one free audiobook. And even if you cancel your membership, you still get to keep the book. If you're looking for a nice recommendation, I'd highly recommend the BBC radio-produced version of Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. It's about a secret, fantastical underground beneath London. And they got the BBC Radio one is a fully cast version, including some of your favorite actors like James McAvoy and Benedict Cumberbatch and Natalie Dormer and Christopher Lee, rest in peace. So, you know, it was produced back in like 2012. So like it's not super recent, but I'd highly recommend it. I've listened to it a couple times on long plane rides. And it's exciting and funny and cool and interesting. And once again, that's audibletrial.com/mediahole. Thank you very much. And if you do use that code, by the way, it does directly help this podcast. All right, we're back. How'd you like that? Did I do good?
Yeah, it was fine.
Thanks.
Yeah, your recommendation sucks, but you know.
Hey, whatever. You haven't even read or listened to the book.
You're right. I haven't.
How about this, Ian? How about you go to audibletrial.com/mediahole and listen to the book for free?
How about I go listen to the book, the audiobook for World War Z
That's also a good
by
one.
Max Brooks.
Or
With narration done by... Fuck, what's that guy's name?
Brad Pitt.
No, Brad Pitt has nothing to do with the good version of the... Wait, too.
Will Wheaton.
No, fuck. This is the only thing I can remember that he's in right now.
Yep.
He was friends with Robin from How I Met Your Mother. He's a Canadian actor.
Alan Thicke.
There you no, maybe. I think so. I think it is. He does the narration of the book.
Okay.
Because Max Brooks is I believe he is autistic or something. And he always liked audiobooks as a child. Or he liked it when his mom read to him.
Oh.
And so he kind of moved forward into audiobooks because he had a hard time reading. That's what I have heard. I've literally never looked this up myself. Just how I do with every story I tell.
Okay. Also, another really good one is Sherlock Holmes, the definitive audiobook, is every Sherlock Holmes story from the novels to the short stories, all read by Stephen Fry.
Ooh.
And it's like over 80 hours of audiobook. And if you use your free trial, you get it for free when normally it's like $80. It's a good deal. I think once Ian finds out whether or not he was right, this part.
I'm not looking very hard.
Okay, so then let's call that.
I probably just lied about everything I just said.
Fair enough. Let's call that the end of the ad. Thanks, Audible.
All right, so.
No, they pay me money for everybody who uses the code.
Yeah, so go use that fucking code.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So.
The
thing is.
Yeah. Did you forget?
Tim Hortons.
Oh, I like Tim Hortons.
Where does it say Merry Christmas on the cup? I can't believe they're having a war on Christmas.
It says always fresh on the cup.
Yeah, yeah, they just kept their own fucking logo.
I mean, it also has the Canadian flag.
You're not a real Canadian company if you're not fronting the entire time that you're a Canadian company.
Yeah, that's
why
true.
Boston Pizza is fake.
Is it Canadian?
Yep, it's owned by it's the guy who owns Mr. Lube, also a Canadian company.
Yeah, I know Mr.
Boston Pizza.
Oh, I didn't know
or
that.
he did. I remember he did when I was watching Shark Tank and he was on it.
I've seen Shark Tank before, once or twice, but no, I don't really like it that much.
I don't like it because it's just like it's like American Idol.
But for starting a business.
They don't let the people through that have mediocre ideas. They let the people through that's like their ideas either
great or absolute trash.
Or absolute shit, and like Kevin is gonna rip on them the whole time.
Fuck Kevin.
Thank God his wife murdered someone so he can't run for prime minister anymore.
Okay.
She was driving a boat on Lake Ontario and she crashed into someone into another boat or something.
She was drunk?
And I don't know. I think it's
I
wasn't,
think
no
here's
one knew.
something that's a fact, and this is somebody who knew a lot of people who owned cottages. I would say 90%.
I also know a lot of people who own cottages.
Yeah, but like I knew richer, lamer people that owned cottages.
Hey man, I know my uncle.
But I would say about 90% of the time when someone drives a boat, they're drunk.
Yeah. I would say on a lake that your cottage is on, abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
Like
I would say no. I would say if you don't drive a boat because you're part of the Coast Guard, you're probably drunk driving your boat.
It was like the one time I brought Blake to my aunt's cottage. We were on the boat because they do this every day around sunset. Is they would take a cruise around the lake on the boat.
Yeah.
And my uncle was driving, and he's like fucking standing up, not holding onto the wheel. And my cousin, his son, sees that the boat is we're like drifting towards like a giant rock, and Evan just walks over and just goes like, all right, and turns the entire wheel. And it's like, man, I think Evan should just be driving this.
Nice.
Because when I was younger, like before I was able to drink, whenever I went there, he was always the one driving. I don't know what switched, but yeah. So if you drive a boat, you're drunk.
Yeah.
It's just like if you fly a plane, you're an alcoholic.
Yeah. I've seen the movie Flight.
I've seen the movie Flight. I've heard jokes about about airplane bars and the hookups.
Yeah. Also, just having a room that's able to lock on an airplane, you know someone would be fucking in there.
What, the cockpit?
Yeah.
Why do you think it's called the cockpit?
Yeah. Because both pilots, who are usually both men, are fucking.
They be gay.
They be no. It's
planes
just,
are advanced.
It's
enough.
2019. Can't you have your wife and your fucking work hookup?
Your wife, your work hookup, and then every piece of trash on the side of the road.
Yeah, man. God, it's 2019. Why can't I fuck who I want?
Why can't polygamy just be something everyone has to deal with?
Yeah. I love airplanes.
Face I made after I said that.
Yeah, he made a weird face. What I love about airplanes is how every pilot is played by the same voice actor.
What do you mean?
Hey there, this is your captain speaking. It's gonna be about a 4-hour flight down to sunny Arizona. Where we're gonna be seeing, there's gonna be a little bit of bumps in the road. So you shouldn't be worried about that. Thank you for flying Aer Lingus.
Aer Lingus.
If you have a problem, please talk to the flight attendants. We don't deal with your shit. They are the recipient of your hate. Have a pleasant flight. Don't break the rules or we'll kill you. If you fucking dare touch that call stewardess button, someone will murder you.
Put your fucking tray up. He's left the cockpit. Now he's mad at you. Put your fucking tray up, man. I'm trying to drive.
Captain speaking. Expect a little bit of... Oh, shit. Is this stick? I don't know how to drive stick.
Yeah, what if there was automatic and manual planes?
On. Nothing's wrong. You know me.
You know, I should just start giving out... Fuck off. I should start giving out random, like, wrong plane facts to see, because then one day Blake will just be like, Ian,
if you look out on the right side of the plane, you'll see there's a gremlin on the wing.
But only the guy...
But only William Shatner can see it.
Only the person in seat C20 can see it. And that they're not on the window, so they're freaking out over someone else.
The only movie playing tonight is a cut-down version of The Heat, starring Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock. We've cut all the swears out and all the sex scenes.
Oh, man.
It's going to play for about 60 minutes.
That's what I fucking hate. It's like, hey, you can watch Deadpool on this plane. Guess what? It's only 60% of the movie. Like, I tried to watch it when I was on a flight to Colorado to see it for my aunt's wedding.
Yeah.
And they removed the montage at the beginning of him and his, like...
Wife having sex?
Wife fucking around all the time.
Yeah.
Like, the pegging scene is not there.
The pegging scene's great.
The scene where he gives her... I think the scene where he gives her the ring pop as an engagement ring is there.
But it doesn't have the bit where he took it out of his butt?
Yeah, where it, like, cuts back and he's like, he's just assless. Assless. Pantless.
He's not wearing any clothes.
Yeah. He's wearing a Christmas sweater and that's it.
Yeah.
Fuck. So I was reading this manga.
Yeah.
I want to just remember the name, but every single fucking time I bring it up, it is the most trash I have ever read.
What is it called?
It is called... It's pure pornography.
Oh, sick.
It is about a kid who finishes high school, has to go get a real job in a magic world, not an isekai. And he just does a whole bunch of sex. He like works there for a week and he fucks the CEO of the company.
Yikes.
The title is, Though Young People Recoil from Entering the Black Magic Industry, I found its treatment of employees quite good when I entered it, and the president and familiar are cute too, so everything is awesome.
I love and hate things with titles like this.
Yeah, that's like that's just the description of this fucking thing.
I love
But the genres is smut, adult, and then one that does not match those other two, shonen. Shonen is for young boys.
Yeah, well, it's for young boys that want to see porn.
Yeah, porn.
I've heard, you know what I've heard is actually good. I've heard good reviews, but it's also very adult. Is like I'm a sex worker in another world, and it's a girl who's a prostitute, sex worker.
Is that an anime?
No, it's a
manga.
It's a manga. I don't think they could turn it into an anime because it's kind of dark.
You know what? I thought that you could. I thought the same thing.
And then you watched Devilman Crybaby.
No, I was. Well, like, what do you mean, kind of dark?
Like, I think it's like very like raw and emotional.
Okay, I thought it was purely for the smutty content.
No, I don't think it's smutty.
Because there's another. I was real bored and.
Way to burp right into the mic, buddy.
Yeah, I'm talking through it. There's a manga called Why Are You Here, Sensei?
And that's one about a teacher.
Teen boys. It's about like 10 different fucking goddamn it.
What?
Voicemail.
Voice man.
It's about teen boys who are in love with their teachers that is usually their first year teachers, so the age
Yuck.
gap is not that gross, but it's still not healthy.
I don't like it.
And they're also like they were child like it's the thing of like the kid sees
Hot for teacher.
the older like next door neighbor girl, and he's like, I'm gonna marry you when I grow up, and it's like, okay, 4-year-old, I'm 10. I don't know. Like, how old would a first year teacher be?
I don't know anything about Japan, but
Well,
I would
like here.
I would say here you'd probably have to be our age.
So like 23.
Yeah, 23, 24.
Okay. And there's so it's like 7 years.
Because it's like you do 4 years of schooling and then 2 years of teacher college, right?
So anyways, it's like a 17-year-old and a 24-year-old woman. They keep getting into situations where the woman is just getting horribly assaulted, but she likes it.
Well, yuck.
Yeah, no, it's awful. And
I think nothing can be like worse than the level of trash that I watched on purpose because I knew it was bad.
So anyways, but this thing is pure smut.
Yeah.
There was an anime for it.
Wow. Well, to be fair, what I was going to say is the most smutty, disgusting anime I've seen is Eromanga Sensei, which is absolute trash.
Yeah, that's disgusting because it is about a 16-year-old boy
and a 12-year-old girl who's his stepsister.
Yeah.
You know when you do air quotes, nobody can see them. This is an audio podcast.
Yeah, but you can.
Yeah.
And then you can call me out. Any show when it's about like, here's my way too young sister and me, a fully grown, almost fully grown adult,
and both of their parents are dead, and so they have to live together.
It's not always their parents are dead. Sometimes it's like, oh, they work on the other side of
In
Japan.
Eromanga Sensei, they're dead.
Oh, like we live in Tokyo. Our parents go work in Kyoto. Like,
why wouldn't you move to Kyoto? I could just take a 6-hour train ride to work every morning. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Or well, actually, I guess the more extreme would be like they're from Okinawa and their parents go work in Tokyo, because that's an island.
Yeah, but you just move the family.
No, because you can't.
I've been moved to a different school.
Yeah, but
district.
we would in Canada.
Yeah.
And most other most white people countries, it's just like, yo, you're in the school system. You're going to be in the school system until you finish high school. In Japan, it's like you do your elementary school.
You have to apply.
Then you go to middle school, and then you have to apply to high school, where you actually have like backup high schools, or you can stay within.
But you could just apply to be transferred.
But if you went to like a private elementary school, like your parents got you in young, you can follow a track all the way to university where it's all through the private shit. So that's sometimes why the parents will move and leave the kid, because if the kid leaves, they have to go start over. They have to go through all the interview bullshit again.
Yeah.
Instead of just
I went to a fancy high school. I had to do an interview.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. I went to a local public school.
Yeah. Listen, I wasn't much happier.
Well, I didn't go to school. I slept in all the time because I got a job at 16 and was like, yo, money's cooler than an education. And now
then you got a GED like an adult.
No, I got I got my full diploma.
Oh. Well.
It just took me 7 years.
Ooh.
Yeah. And now I'm fucking regret it because now I'm trying to go back to school and I'm an idiot and don't know math. And also someone's like, explain it in your words. And it's like, I want to kill you. That's my words. It's like, here's the equation. Fuck you. I don't need to tell you how 6 goes into 4.
6 doesn't go into 4?
No, I meant like, fuck, you're right.
Well, it does, but it'd be a 0 point.
Yeah, it'd be a decimal. It would be 0.66. Continuous.
Yeah.
So what's up?
I also really want to talk about Disco Elysium.
Oh yeah, did you play it? That's the game where you're a detective, right?
You're a detective,
and you can like kill yourself by thinking too hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you got 2 health meters, health and morale.
Yeah.
And your character is like basically you wake up, you have complete amnesia, and you're a detective, and you're like trying to solve this murder case. And it turns out you got amnesia because your character just did every drinking and drugs that you could possibly do, like a rock star.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to figure out more about the world. You're trying to solve the case and solve things you did, and like you have no badge, you have no gun, like you've lost all of it. And there's this great bit where it's like at the early part of the game, if you go to like the southern part of the map, there's a bridge that's up, and it's like you can't get across until Wednesday. But if you go there, because it's like a scheduled maintenance thing,
Yeah.
and it's because like you can see, oh wow, there was a car that went up off a ramp over the gap.
Sick.
You're pretty sick, right? And you figure it out, you solve it. And then so I finally got across to the other side, and I found the car. And it was my car.
You were the one who jumped the car.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, and there's this great bit where you're like investigating it, and you're like, wow, what happened? These speed races must be crazy, blah, 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 blah. And then your partner, Kim, who's like with you throughout the game, he's great. I love him. Mm-hmm. And like, he's just talking to you, and he's like, yeah, you know, I don't think whoever came out of this could have gone very far. And then you're like, yeah, I'm trying to, but we don't, there's no body, there's no like evidence,
Oh,
and
like you're still looking at your car,
but you don't know because you have amnesia.
Yeah.
And so you're searching, and he's like, Henry, and you're like, what? And then it's a Henry, and he's like, and you're no, and you just get all these options that you can pick what to say, and it's like, no, please tell me I didn't fuck another thing up, like I'm sick. And like he just sits with you on the bench, and like there's just this really sweet moment. And it was when I saw that part that I was like, okay, I was into this game, and now I need to finish it. Like, because I was like, fuck, that moment was so like raw. Like it was funny. Like the game's really funny, but it's also really cool. And like every political alignment you can have is always taken to some extreme, except like moralism, where you're true centrist, and like then you're the most centrist person in the world.
Yeah.
And so my character's a communist, and and my capo type, which is the kind of cop that you are, is sorry cop, because I apologize to people all the time.
Oh, so you're true Canadian.
Yeah, I'm playing true Canadian. I'm communist, and I'm sorry all the time.
Yeah.
And no, it's because like every time somebody says, oh yeah, you came into the restaurant with your gun, you held it against your head and said, I'll kill myself, I'll do it, look at my gun, I'm gonna kill myself.
So
and then I was like, and then whenever somebody told me that I did that, I was just like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's like the fucking Blazing Saddles thing.
Yeah, just like, Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. And like I just kept saying that to so many people, so now I'm a sorry cop. And I want to eat the bourgeoisie.
All the birds died in 1986 due to Reagan killing them.
The birds work for the bourgeoisie. But yeah, that game's great. It's really funny and weird, and the world's interesting, and it's extremely like, just like, it's well made. It's cool. I'd highly recommend it. I think it's nominated for a lot of awards too at the Game Awards, which I'm going to stream at twitch.tv/themediahole at Thursday at 8 p.m. or whatever time it is.
Oh wait, it might be 8 because I think it's at 5:30 PST.
Yeah, so I think it's 8.
Yeah, because we live in the real time zone, the
which
only
is
one that
Eastern.
matters. Yeah, where Toronto and New York are.
Eastern Standard Time.
If you fucking
and
hit
we
me
do respect daylight savings time,
which is dumb.
Yeah, some states do and some states don't.
I just get rid of it.
Like Manitoba doesn't recognize daylight savings time.
Good. Isn't Manitoba also in the Eastern time zone? Or is that in Central?
I think they're Central.
I don't know. They're like next to us, but they're also a 12-hour drive away.
Yeah.
Unless you go through the States. Then it's 6.
How does that make any sense?
Because to leave Ontario through Ontario, you have to go through the mountains. You can't
just take the Trans-Canada Highway.
Well, I'm talking specifically driving.
The Trans-Canada Highway is driving.
Oh no, yeah. Sorry, I thought you said. I thought you said
trains. No,
yeah,
sorry.
Trains Canada Road.
No, because that sounded like Trains Canada Railroad.
Yeah, no. Well, we did when me, Blake, and David were on our road trip.
Yeah,
we drove to Lake Superior, like a campground there, and it took us 12 hours. We literally left Blake's house at 7 a.m.
Yeah, and you got there at 7 p.m.
Yeah, or like at 5. Maybe it was 10 hours. But that's not even close. That's still 6 hours away from leaving. Then we went to Thunder Bay and stayed there. Like the drive from Lake Superior to Thunder Bay was long enough.
Canada's fucking big.
No, it's just Ontario's fucking impossible.
Also, Ontario's big,
Yeah.
and it's weird shape.
Mm-hmm. It's fucking weird.
It's a little
janky horse leg.
Yeah. I was gonna say chicken leg.
Yeah. Well, at least we live on the southern part, the easier part to get around.
Yeah, it's pretty. America's not very far.
Hey,
from
do
here.
you want to go south?
Let's go to Niagara. It's only like an hour drive.
Yeah, it's an hour drive, and also it's the border's right there.
Yeah,
You can
so
get to
we-
Buffalo.
Go to America. We could do some American shit,
Yeah,
like eat a massive burger and die of a heart attack, and then have to pay for it.
It's 3 hours to Ottawa, 6 hours to Montreal.
It took longer than 6 to get there when I drove. But to be fair, like,
Was that winter?
it's hard. No, it was like it was September when we went a couple years
You
ago.
know what? I have not gone in like 20 years. So
Montreal's great. I'd love to go out there.
I would love to go
Love
there.
to
as
love
well.
to collab with anybody else who's out there.
Just drop
Not
some
naming
hits
names.
to
You know,
a small ginger fellow.
if you could say do a collab with us, Montreal YouTubers and podcasters.
I
That'd
only
be
know
cool.
2. Actually, I guess I know 4.
Yeah.
I just don't watch 2 of them.
Damn. What was I gonna say?
How cool
I say that a
Montreal
lot.
is.
Montreal's sick. I like Montreal.
5 hours, 20 minutes.
Here's the difference between Montreal and Toronto. Toronto smells really bad when it rains, but it smells normal other times. But it smells like shit when it rains. Whereas Montreal doesn't smell as bad as Toronto when it rains, but just it neutrally smells bad all the time.
Mm-hmm. Did you
But
know?
less bad.
Well, you know, my sister and her drunk friend were talking about last night in the car
What?
that Toronto's going to get another hockey team.
2?
Yeah,
Why do we need 2?
because you can't fucking go to see a Leafs game in Toronto without
too
breaking
expensive.
the bank.
Yeah, but then there'd be 2 teams to not watch. That's so much fucking effort.
The other one, they think they were saying is going to go to North York.
Oh, I thought they were going to give it to Hamilton.
That's what they were saying, but apparently
Hamilton doesn't have enough money.
It's not that. It's that it's too close to the States.
Also,
So I guess to make a team, you have to pay, like,
you have to pay the NHL.
you have to pay the team that you're moving in near. So if you move to Hamilton, not only do you have to pay Toronto, you have to pay
Buffalo?
Yeah.
Also, imagine having to go to Hamilton to watch a fucking hockey game.
I don't drive an hour to watch.
Fucking Hamilton sucks.
Well,
Hamilton's the worst town.
I think
Hamilton has not one but 2 abandoned malls,
really.
and everyone there smokes cigarettes.
Oh,
And
lot of people smoke cigarettes.
they're mostly minors, not children.
Oh my god! When you said when just the MI sound, I thought you were going to be that they're mostly minorities.
Why would I say that?
We're about to discover something about Nathan. He only hates minorities if they're in Hamilton.
I hate all people who live in Hamilton equally. No, it's. I think Mississauga and Hamilton have beef, and I'm in. It's the New York and New Jersey of nobody cares land. Because fuck Hamilton. If you
Yeah.
live in Hamilton, like, dude, worst at so many one-way streets, and it's like, every building's the ugliest building.
One-way streets.
And somebody there hit my friend with a car.
Was it Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle got hit by a car by a drunk driver in
that
Hamilton.
Was in Hamilton?
Yeah.
I thought that was around
That sucked because it was like, oh, my friend might die, and I have to go to Hamilton.
That's the worst part.
That's like terrible. It's like one and the other. No, that was actually a really emotional moment, but it was 5 years ago, so I can joke about it. No, I was really worried. Me and my mom and my friend Derek, we all came down to the hospital in Hamilton to fucking see my friend. And then he was fine.
We can't keep making these local jokes.
Yeah, I know. No, dude, Kyle. Okay, so Kyle got hit by a car. He fucked up his leg, and that sucked. There was every part of that sucked. But it was really funny because we went to see him, and he was drugged up.
Oh yeah.
And it was so funny. So he's chilling. They gave him a cup full of ice to eat, and he's like, "Yo, dude, this ice is fucking delicious, dog." It's like,
Hospital ice
you gotta
be
eat
hitting
this.
kind of different.
You gotta eat this ice, bro. It tastes delish. And it was so funny. And then it's like, And then he said later when he saw a nurse running around, he's like, "Man, everybody around here running around, working hard, and here I am just pissing whenever I need to." And I fucking died. And it was so funny because like we were rushing to that hospital and I was like, "Oh my God, is he okay? Is he okay?"
And
we get
he's
there
high.
and he's goofy as fuck. He's just cracking jokes the whole time.
Yeah.
Ugh, made me feel a lot better actually.
Sounds better than the last time I was in the hospital.
Yeah, well, that was because you had alcohol poisoning.
Oh, that was a long time ago. No, it was when my mom broke her arm.
Oh, no, I just made that up. I didn't realize you ever had to go to the hospital.
No, I didn't. It wasn't real alcohol poisoning. I threw up.
Oh.
And then there was blood.
Oh, you know what? You told me this actually.
Yeah, I threw up when I got home, and my mom was like, "You fucking idiot!" So I went and fell asleep in her bed next to her, so I didn't choke on my tongue and die. And then I woke up the next day. She's yelling at me that I have to go to work because she is a capitalist pig. And
you have to go to work. I don't care that you just vomited blood. You can't call in sick.
She was like, "You did it to yourself, so therefore you can't just take time off." And it's like, whatever.
You can take time off whenever you want.
Yeah. So, especially if you're actually sick, like I did last week when I woke up and I didn't sleep the entire night because I woke up every hour coughing up my lungs because I had a cold for too long. So yeah, I threw up like 8 hours afterwards, but blood came out.
Ugh.
So my mom's like, "Oh, fine, we'll go to the hospital." And I didn't drive at the time.
Yeah.
And my mom's never driven, so we took an Uber there.
Uber to the hospital.
Yeah. Also,
yeah, because you have to pay for ambulances here, but they're not as expensive as they are in America.
And also, it seems like kind of
At
dumb
most
to pay to be
$250.
like not dying and calling an ambulance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in America it's about $2,500 to call an ambulance.
It's 130 here.
Yeah, it's 130 to 250.
You're pretty much just paying for the gas.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
I still don't think you should pay for it, but whatever.
No, you shouldn't. You also shouldn't have to pay for parking at a hospital.
Yeah, that sucks.
You shouldn't have to pay for parking at a school you're paying to go to.
Yeah. Oh man, dude, that's the worst fucking part about university.
I don't think you should have to. If there's a government building that you have to go to for something, like,
you shouldn't have to pay to go there because it's public
I'm going to be arrested
property.
if I don't go here. Like whenever I don't have to pay to go to the Service Ontario I go to.
But some of them you do.
So like downtown Toronto.
Well, it's because the parking lots they're owned by a different company.
Yeah. Oh man, if you owned a parking lot in Toronto, you would be rich.
Fucking rake in the cash because you don't have to maintain it at all.
Yeah, they all look like shit.
Yeah.
They get their lines painted on once every 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. There's some places worth paying for parking for, though.
What do you mean? Well, what do you
like,
mean?
I had to pay for parking when I went to Tilt, but Tilt's so fucking cool.
I fuck up paying for parking like every single time I go. Like when where I get my tattoos, there's like a parking lot right across from there.
Yeah.
But I fuck up paying every time. I double paid one time. Because
sucks.
my card like wasn't working in the machine, and then I realized I paid twice.
Call the phone number on the back of your Visa.
It was $7.
I worked in a bank. You can just do that. You can just say, "Hey, I got double charged," and they'll fucking reverse it.
It was like $7, so I didn't care that much, but I was still annoyed. I also always just pay the max. Like, it's just whatever.
Yeah, it depends on how expensive it is.
Oh, yeah.
Some places the max is like $20, and then you're
then
like,
I'd be
fuck that.
And I'm going to be specific about how long I'm going to be here for.
Yeah. But honestly, like, you know what? We should do a day where we go to Tilt again. I mean,
I've never been.
Yeah, I took...
Is there fighting games?
Yeah, dude. It's all fighting games. It's not all fighting games, but they got lots of fighting games.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
They got fucking King of Fighters. They got some Street Fighter. They got some Mortal Kombat. Then they got a machine with tons of. They have a machine with tons of SNK ones on it. Like they're all pretty old. I think they have one of the Marvels. I think Marvel 2.
All right, so a good one.
Yeah. Well, they're all good.
Are they?
Well, not Infinite. Not Infinite.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the fourth one. But 3's good, 2's good, 1's good. Marvel Superheroes is good. X-Men versus Street Fighter is quite good.
What is an X-Men versus Street Fighter?
It's the first Marvel game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was originally X-Men versus Street Fighter because they did... Sorry, it was X-Men Children of the Atom was the first Capcom X-Men game. And then they did X-Men versus Street Fighter. Then they did Marvel Superheroes. Then they did Marvel versus Capcom.
Okay.
And there's also Capcom versus SNK and SNK v Capcom. And there's also Namco X Capcom. You know, all sorts of versus games. What?
I don't know.
I want to see, and then there's like, of course, a Tekken Cross Street Fighter and Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Whichever one is the bad one is out, and then they're supposed to make the Capcom one sucks.
I think it's Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
Yeah, because the Capcom one that is more like Street Fighter is apparently really shit. And oh wait, no, I think it's Cross Tekken. I think Street Fighter Cross Tekken, but I think Tekken, the other one that's supposed to play like Tekken, is not out, and they said they would make it, and it's been like 5-6 years now, maybe more. 8.
No, they're too busy just
putting everything into Tekken 7.
Yeah,
they got Noctis in that game.
they need Kiryu Kazuma in that game.
They should have, but they got Negan from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, a more important character.
More important character. The Japanese love him, they say.
Really?
No,
Because he killed that Chinese dude.
Yeah, because he killed Steven Yuan.
Yeah.
Isn't he Korean?
Fuck. Probably.
I think he's Korean.
Yeah.
He was in the movie Burning, which is good, and you should watch it. It's on Netflix. It's a long, sad movie.
Doesn't sound like a good reason to watch it.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's on lots of people's best of the decade lists. You right there, bud?
No, I'm dying.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'm done. I have nothing else to talk about.
Okay, sick.
Especially since you didn't want to talk about Rick and Morty, the show for true intellectuals.
Yeah, sorry. The show that had a character that was just voiced by and based on Elon Musk, and he has tusks, and he's called Elon Tusk.
You did it like Elon Tusk?
No, because it was actually voiced by Elon Musk, and they pulled all their punches. There's so many funny things you can say about Elon Musk, that he's got a stupid accent, that he's a fucking idiot and a dickhead,
All right,
and that his truck's stupid.
That's being mean to people from South Africa. If you're making fun of his accent.
White people from South Africa have a racist accent because they're all racist.
But what if he's born there? It's not his fault.
No, he's a racist because he's white from
All right.
South Africa.
I thought Elon Tusk was really funny.
He had like 5 lines and they were all bad because he's not a good actor, because he's at best a businessman.
He's the best actor in The Big Bang Theory.
Well, no, because they had Nathan Fillion on that show once.
Oh yeah, and no one else.
They had Summer Glau. They had most of the cast in Firefly has actually appeared on that show.
Really?
Yeah.
Alan Tudyk?
That's a good question. Probably not. Actually, maybe.
He's the one who he works with Disney. He does not have to do this lowly.
He doesn't have to be
most
on
popular sitcom in the world.
Oh no. Somebody's at the door. Sorry, that was the doorbell. This is a
Nathan
great
goes
podcast.
to his phone.
Huh?
That Nathan has go to his phone.
Listen, my mom bought a fucking fancy doorbell that goes to my phone because I can never hear the doorbell in the basement. But let's just wrap it up.
Yeah. Not talking about the Big Bang Theory.
Thanks so much for listening to this wonderful podcast. Thanks so much to Ian for coming back around. If you want to give us a follow, we're at The Media Hole on Twitter. You can go to whenyourballs.get-stuck-to-your-leg.tumblr.com.
You need to come up with a better name.
Nope. I refuse. And my profile picture is Neil Breen. You can also obviously follow our subscribe to our podcast. You can go to our YouTube, where the Scott Pilgrim video is coming soon. It's going to be 45 minutes. It's long. I hate it now because I've been editing it.
Because you have to stare at your fucking face the whole time.
Yeah, that's the worst part about it.
Yeah.
And that YouTube is youtube.com/N8S comedy, where you can find, again, episodes of this and some cool sort of video essay type videos, and maybe we're gonna do some sketches. I don't know. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, leave us a subscribe, leave us a review, rate us, review us, talk to your friends, tell them to listen, and that we're really good.
Yeah, lie.
And if you really want to support the podcast, you can go to audibletrial.com/MEDIAHOLE, and you can get your 30-day free trial. You get a free audio book, and it gives us some support. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great evening.
Bye.